Welcome investors! 4 years ago I shared a pretty simple idea on this channel. I told you that energy fuels wasn't just another mining stock. I really believed it was going to be the backbone of energy for the Western world. Back then uranium was something hardly anyone talked about. But fast forward to today in April 2026 and it is the easy one of the hottest topic on the planet. Since I first posted about this, the world has changed a ton. We have finally realized that relying on other countries for our energy is a really risky game. Today, energy fuels is sitting around $21 and I'm still holding on to my 47,000 shares. I haven't sold a single one, even with all ups and downs. In this video, I want to show you why things actually look even better today than when I first started. We are going to talk about great divorce from Russian supply, the secret role AI is playing in the uranium market, and the huge change in leadership that just happened this week on April 15. This is very simple investing. Let's dive into the subject. For a long time, the main reason to buy uranium was for clean energy and climate change. That's still a big deal, but in 2026 there is much bigger driver: artificial intelligence. Here is the simple truth: AI is a total energy hog. Think of AI data center like a massive factory that literally never sleeps. It is not like your house when you turn the light off when you go to bed. Those centers need a steady hose of electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You just can't run AI revolution on maybe power. You can't tell a $1 billion AI model to stop working just because the wind stopped blowing or the sun went down. You need what we call baseload power. That's just power that stays always on, no matter what. Nuclear is the really only carbon-free way to get that kind of steady massive output. So right now we are building AI data centers way faster than we are building new power plants. This is creating a power gap that's getting wilder every single day. Tech giants like Google and Microsoft aren't just looking for energy anymore, they are looking for guaranteed energy. That's why the demand for uranium has become a permanent fixture. In fact, a long-term contract prices just hit $90 per pound this quarter. That's the highest we have ever seen. Energy Fuels is right in the middle of all this. They own the White Mesa Mill in Utah. It is the only place in the United States that is actually ready and producing at scale right now. While other companies are still stuck fighting for permits, Energy Fuels is already putting pounds in the drum. If you think this is just uranium company, you are missing out of 2/3 of the value. In 2026, Energy Fuels just officially became a triple threat company. First, you have got the uranium, but second, and this is huge, is the rare earth elements. Just last month in March 2026, Energy Fuels made history. They became the first US company in decades to produce high purity heavy rare earths, specifically terbium and dysprosium. Why does this matter? Well, right now China controls almost entire world supply of those materials. You need them to EV motors, drones and high-tech defense gears. By producing those in Utah, Energy Fuels is breaking a global monopoly. They are turning from the simple mining company into the critical piece of US national security. And the third part of the story is medical isotopes. They are actually saving materials from their process to use in advanced cancer treatments. It is high margin stuff that saves lives. The beauty of this business model is that it's very simple. They're using the same mill, the same pipes, and the same licenses to create 3 different ways to make money. As a long-term investor, that's exactly what you want to see. A company that makes the most out of every single ounce of material that comes through the door. Now let's talk about the big change that happened this month. As of April 15, 2026, Energy Fuels has a new CEO, Bhappu. This is a big moment. Mark Chalmers did an incredible job building the foundation, but Ross is a specialist in taking companies into the major leagues. He's the guy you want for scaling things up and going global. This tells me the company is done just exploring. They are ready to hit their 2026 goal of producing up to 2.5 million pounds of uranium. Financially, they are in the spot that most mining companies would kill for. They just closed a massive $700 million funding round. In the industry where most small players have to constantly ask shareholders for more money just to keep the lights on, Energy Fuels is sitting on the mountain of cash. They don't have that debt trap that kills so many other growth stocks. When you combine zero debt with record high uranium prices and the brand new rare earth business, you get the company that's built to last. People ask me all the time if I still think the stock can hit $100. With those minerals being so hard to find and the cash they have to grow, that $100 target still looks a real possibility to me. We are talking about the company that owns one of the only operational mills in North America, while the world is desperate for supply. When you are a dominant player in a town during the massive shortage, you don't just follow the market, you lead it. I truly believe we are seeing the birth of the dominant energy powerhouse. Finally, I want to share a quick lesson on patience. I call my channel Very Simple Investing because the concept is easy, but execution is actually pretty hard. Take a look at my actual holdings here. You can see my buy orders from back in 2020. My average price was around $1.47 and $1.50. Think about how much has happened since then. We had the pandemic, record inflation, and wars. There were hundreds of days where the price of Energy Fuels went sideways or dropped 10% in single morning. The smart trades were probably telling me to sell and take a tiny profit. The noise in the media was saying that uranium trade was dead. But I stayed the course because the reason I bought the stock in the first place hadn't changed. Because I had the strength to do nothing, those early shares are now up over 1100%. I'm not showing you this to brag. I'm showing you this as a proof that patience is the most valuable skill you can have as an investor. It always pays off to be strong and stay on course when you trust your original research. If your math was right on day one and nothing has changed, there's no reason to let the market scare you. Being able to resist selling early is what separates winners from the crowd. Investing is simple, but it is not always easy. It takes a lot of discipline to sit on your butt and wait for years where everyone else is chasing the next shiny object. But if you believe, like I do, that the world just can't run without the materials Energy Fuels provides, then the best move is usually the simplest one. Just stay the course. I'm curious, how long have you been holding your favorite stock? Is it getting hard to stay patient, or are you using the dips to add more shares? Let's chat about this in the comments below. And if you found this update helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to grow. And one last thing, remember that while we talk a lot about money here, the absolute best investment you can ever make is in your health. All the wealth in the world doesn't mean much if you aren't around to enjoy it. Make sure you are taking care of your body and mind with the same discipline you use for your portfolio. I will see you in the next video.